So I always wanted to do a tank video, so here's our tanks. This is our display 125 upstairs, the discus, some angels I bred myself, Aaron's clown loaches, some Sixlinia rainbows that I also bred, and a little bit of foliage. And then, oh yeah, the baby discus in there are all homebred. So there's some of them hiding. It's about time for the lights to turn off, so they get kind of shy. So here's our other 125. It's a Tanganyikan tank. Have some Frontosa, some Julidochromis malari, and where's Calvus hiding? There's some black Calvus in there too. There's one. Here is my 125. I guess you'd call it a high-tech planted because it is CO2 injected. Coolest thing about this would be Aspidoris cats and orange pumpkin shrimp. Lots of orange pumpkin shrimp. See some more down there. 3 different sword plants. Lots of Anubias. What? 1, 2, 3, 4 different varieties of Anubias. Some Rotala in the back, which I have cut recently, and yet it's still clear across the top. It just grows so fast. Giant baby tears and chain swords there at the bottom, which are filling in nicely. Plus, that's Jungle Val. That kind of goes clear across the top. Next to that, we have one of my first aquariums that I bought in 1983, I think. Bought it brand new in Lima from Pets Potpourri. And that has dwarf panda guppies. And there's Plico in there to keep it tidy. Here is Aaron's CO2 injected tank. There's some Sturbicories, some big swordtails, a lot of Wendeti over here, several different species of Anubias. Oh, I forgot to mention the Wendeti in mine too. This I love this Cryptocorin Wendeti. The way it grows in his tank with such wide leaves. Same stuff grows with small leaves in there. And then the high grow, that's mostly high grow back in there. There's actually some that isn't, but actually I don't see it. So next to that is our salt tank, which really needs a lot of help. But I got a Duncan coral right there that's growing pretty well. You can't see that because it's too bright. And I've got a Candylactis anemone, and that guy, which if you can catch him, he's yours, free. In fact, I might pay you. And some frog spawn. Yeah. Next to that, we've got a couple 10 gallons. Aaron just picked up these dwarf cories. And there's also some black shrimp we're trying to grow out in here and get a colony growing, but they're kind of hard to find right now because there's not very many. There's maybe half a dozen. Then below that we have another 10-gallon tank here. It has a pair of mated or mating albino bristlenose plecos. And there's the babies. All interested in some pellets that I threw in. Over here then we have Aaron's small saltwater tank, little nano tank. It's got some cool frog spawn in there, 2 different kinds. and a regular, that is a bubble tip anemone. He's kind of angry right now, so he doesn't really look like a bubble tip anemone. And those clownfish are hosting it. Sometimes if you scare them enough, they'll go into it, or not today. They're not very scary or scaring. I don't know. Oh, I missed over here. We have 72 bow front with daffodil Burchardi type cichlids. Some of the biggest and most colorful Burchardis that I've ever seen, honestly. And I did originally get those from Jerry. I have to admit that. If you look close, there are about 100 babies in there. Really tiny ones. They do real well for me. Here's my 40 breeder Luanda tank. The two Luanda, there's 2 males and 1 female, and yes, I know that's not usually a good idea, and their fins are showing the result thereof. They tend to fight a lot. I'm trying to get them separated. Didn't have a place, now I just don't have the time. They don't do too badly. The one just hides most of the day. Below that, I have Salauzii that are very shy, and they're not going to come out for me. So there's an empty tank. But honest, there's Salauzii in there. Breeding group. Oh, see, something moved. There it went. That was a Salauzii. Great, huh? Okay, let's walk into Aaron's bedroom. Sometimes you can walk in here and sometimes you can't. Today's one of the better days. So I got a 20 here with some catfish in it. There's 2 banjo cats. You see one of them back in there. And 3 or 4 wood cats. There's one stuck in that, well, not stuck, hiding in that ship. One behind it. And one down here. That's probably the one you can see the best. Then next to that we have, I forget what they called these, but it's another type of Burchardi. Not a Pulcher daffodil like the others. They don't get near as big or as colorful, but they're still kind of cool. They have a different pattern on them, which you can't really see because the white balance is on auto. So, then we have the mini Frontosa, or Trichocephalus. That's the big male there. There's a female hiding in a cave. They're all kind of scared tonight. Not sure why. So, then we have what everybody wants to see in Aaron's room. He just planted this. He took some of the extra plants out of my planted tank and added them to this. I think makes it look a lot better. But that's the new Stingray without a name that he got from his girlfriend. That's a female. And he has 2 males over here. Looks like they're going to show off a little bit for us. They're very feisty, very active males. And we have some blue angelfish. And this black angelfish actually has some blue to it. You don't know if you can see it in the video really, but it has blue. And one of the big angelfish there is nice too. Plus a couple small blue acara. Okay, and that's it for the non-fish room. I'm going to do another video with just the fish room in it, so coming up soon.